everyone should be wondering, what are these two things? The first one is a song by Leonard Cohen from the 1970s. And the second one is actually a picture of a labyrinth found in Europe, a labyrinth, a religious labyrinth. So when you look at this, our brain tries to figure out what is the connection between these things, interpret. Is it related? Is it not related? Let me tell you one thing. Stop thinking. There is no connection between these things, at least not directly. But this was the first assignment for our knowledge integration class, finding the connection between them. Using mind maps or like finding the links. Some of you might have heard of this phenomenon called 6 degrees of separation, which basically tells every single person is related by at least within 6 links. And this phenomenon is something similar to that. So, as co-op students, future employees and employers, knowledge integration is a vital tool in the knowledge economy. So, you keep hearing me say knowledge integration. What is this knowledge integration? How is it used and where is it used? And why is it worth knowing? Knowledge integration is synthesizing of complex problems into simpler chunks. An example of a knowledge integrator is a chief executive officer of a big corporation, CEO. A CEO handles different departments: finance department, accounting, business, engineering, research and design. And then from all the data collected, from the complex data collected, he makes decisions to make a product or a service and sell it for profit. Edward Wilson, a Pulitzer Prize-winning biologist, once stated that the world will be run by synthesizers, people who are able to put together the right information at the right time. This leads to my second point. How and where is it used? Museums is one place where knowledge integration has been practiced for decades. If you think about it, people like paleontologists, archaeologists, and a lot of lodges work together to form complex data, and they collect it and then they present it. One of the things which they do is present it in museums. And museums basically explains the really complex things, such as the dinosaur bones, to people from varied ages, from young children to big, old people. In knowledge integration, we learn about learning, we think about thinking, and this helps us to understand how people think, act, and do. As part of the curriculum of knowledge integration, in second year, every student in the knowledge integration program visits a European city for 2 weeks to learn about the museums. And then in the third year, they come and work on an 8-month project, where the first 4 months, they design and they research a museum exhibit, and the next 4 months, they actually create, present. So finally, why is it worth knowing? In my previous co-op term, during my co-op evaluation process, I like to ask one question to my employers. How much percentage of the knowledge or the information you learned in undergraduate you actually use in your workplace? And the answer is quite shocking. Most of them say less than 1%. 1% of what you study is what is actually being used in the workplace. Why is this? Why is the undergraduate or the university not doing something? Or is it doing something wrong or not? It's because the problems which you face in the workplace is complex and it's changing and it's evolving. And this is not something which university or the older curriculum exactly prepares you for. And this, however, as Edmund Tell, our professor, stated in the very first class, if you're an expert and pursuing knowledge-wise, you get jobs, but it is the skills such as good communication, critical thinking, and connecting the dots is what gets you promoted. So, to recap, I talked about what knowledge integration is. It's about synthesizing of complex information into simpler data and make decisions upon it, and how and where it is used in big corporations, in museums, and why it's worth knowing because of the skills. So, in closing, we are moving towards a knowledge-based economy where information is power. So decide if you want to use it to follow someone's footsteps or if you want to integrate, innovate, and lead.